So the Fool is here with the Temperance card. And I just feel like this person wants to live a tempered life now. They don't want the problems that the Jezebel would bring to them because it was just causing them too much grief. I feel like this person has gone through an abundance of grief being with this karmic Jezebel energy, and they're tired of it because they know that they have a lot to offer in a relationship and in love. And they've also given a lot to this Jezebel. They've given so much that they actually feel very drained now, especially after the years of being drained. So it's not like this person was just drained for 6 months, or I mean, even though any type of draining is very what's the word, exhausting. Being drained by someone is it's exhausting. And it's even worse when you're drained by someone who you find very attractive, because the attraction that you have to them, it makes you stay. It can make you stay. Like lustful energy can make you stay in a very in a very toxic relationship, or in a relationship that just has no growth, right? Because I'm sure that many of you all have experienced situations where there was no growth, and you realize, oh, I'm very attracted to this person, and I am gravitating more to my attraction to them than my true feelings inside. And that can completely confuse a person, no matter how powerful they are, no matter how strong they are, within their mind. In order to get out of situations like this, you have to control your mind, and you have to control the truth. Not control the truth, I guess recognize and appreciate the truth for what it is, and align self with the truth. Because there's plenty of people that are attractive in the world. It doesn't mean that you just have to stay with someone just because they're attractive. I don't know. There's something about this person being wooed very quickly when it comes to the eyes. They get caught up when it comes to what their physical eyes see. This is someone who they fall in love quickly. That's what it feels like. This person falls in love quickly, or in lust quickly. That is the question. So they had thought that they were in love, but they were in lust. Oh, okay. So this person has a problem understanding love and lust. They weren't able to discern the two. They didn't know if they were in love or if they were in lust. However, now they're seeing that they were in lust. Okay, I'm starting to get to see what's happening here. Because, when you read tarot, it unfolds into the truth. It doesn't all come out all at once. Sometimes it's a quick read and it gets straight to the point. However, other times it like literally unfolds, like you see a flower begin to bloom. That's how it is when you read tarot. But yeah, this person is recognizing how much of a good person they are, like how many good qualities they have, and how much good that they give to the people around them and to the ones that they love. And they thought that they were in love with the Jezebel, but they were in lust. You see, because their physical eye confuses them, because when they're attracted to someone, they get drawn in. It's almost like they get mesmerized. There's something that happens to this person. It's their weakness. It's a kryptonite. Okay, so gorgeous people are this person's kryptonite. They get all googly-eyed and flipped up. They get all trippy. And it makes... This is something that this person really needs to work on, because this can cause problems in relationships. If they can't keep their eyes in one spot, then their eyes will wander, and it's likely that their eyes will wander to the Jezebels. And I heard to the Georgie Porgy pudding pies that kiss the girls and make them cry. Okay, so no matter if you're masculine or feminine or whoever this is about, it's like, you take the role, switch and flip them how you need to make it work for you, which makes sense in your circumstances and situation. Someone is controlled by their eyes of lust, and they confuse lust for love. Not unless they know that the person is like a hoe for real, and then there's no confusion. Then if they know the person is a hoe, like a well-known hoe, then okay, they're a hoe. However, if they don't know and they're just meeting someone and they get drawn in to them with their physical eyes, they haven't mastered being able to utilize their mind's eye yet, or they're trying to do that now. No, actually, they are doing that now because they're recognizing that they're more interested in you, but they played you. I feel like it could have been for the Jezebel, because it's like the Ace of Wands is between the Queen of Cups in reverse and the Queen of Wands in reverse. Now, the Queen of Wands is the Jezebel, and the Queen of Cups in reverse is you, and the Queen of Wands in reverse is the Jezebel. So the Jezebel is the one that they've been with for a long time, but they seen you and you changed their whole mind. Okay, their mind was in a pickle. Okay, with a lot of vinegar. They had a pickle brain. Pickle brain. I don't think I've ever said that before. Vinegar. Yeah. So it's like this Jezebel was souring them in a certain way, and not everyone saw it. However, this person was matching the Jezebel's energy because they were in that Jezebel spirit for so long that they took on the Jezebel's ways. What is it? Yeah, what is it? There's something in the Bible that was talking about like how the men can't be with certain women. What was the women that they said stay away from? Let me see if I can find it. This is what it's just like. Is it Samson? Who was Samson with? What was her name? I be forgetting sometimes. Delilah, was it? I don't know. Hold on. But she was one of them folks. Yeah, it's Delilah. But where Delilah from? Delilah, she was a snake. She snaked him out. She was a snitch. She was a plant. I want to say an industry plant in biblical times. But it's just a story to tell the truth about how people can snake you. Wait a minute now. Where's she from? Who is Delilah's clique? Let me put that in. Let me see if it comes. Who is... No, wait. Maybe I should say who is... Or which is Delilah? It sounds like Delilah, doesn't it? Kind of like Delilah. She's a liar because she sure did lie to get what she wanted. And then Samson unknowingly destroyed himself by sharing his secret with the enemy, because he was sleeping with the enemy. So this person, which is your person, was sleeping with the enemy and left you for the enemy. Good night. Good night. Oh my. When I think about that, it sounds crazy, because it is. The wool that be being pulled over people's eyes is so crazy. Who is she? Love. Okay. Philistine, not Palestine. Philistine. Okay, so she was a Philistine woman. Okay, so it says, I'm going to give you a quick little synopsis, okay? In the Bible, Delilah is the woman who was loved by the Israelite hero Samson and was bribed by the Philistine lords to discover the secret of his great strength. She betrayed him, leading to his capture, blinding, and imprisonment by the Philistines. Wait, was she a Philistine? Or who was she? Which is Delilah's lineage in the Bible? Where's she from? Who is she? Delilah's lineage is not specified. However, she was in Jezebel energy because she was willing to do that. Was she... Is Delilah a Philistine? Let me see. She is assumed to be a Philistine. Well, she was on their side, so she must be part of that evil bloodline. Okay? So, there you go. He was with the Philistine. He was with them. He was rocking with them and didn't even realize who he was rocking with. And he ended up destroying himself. He walked into his own demise by not staying away from her, knowing that he should because he was so attractive. So his physical eye ended up causing him to trip and fall and never get back up. Okay? And this is what your person was experiencing. And it looks like they still are experiencing this, honestly. And there's something about your words that led them to recognize the truth, because it's almost like they were under a spell, you know? Yeah. The spell is it was like a ritual that Delilah would do on Samson by like giving him a massage, making him feel like a man, you know, making him feel real good like that. Making him feel real good like that, like, you know, massages, you know, let me do this for you, you know, just whipping him up with all of her all her sexy energy, you know, that just pulls you in, very alluring. And she used her feminine power, her Lilith, against him, her dark feminine. That dark feminine, let me tell you, honey, because I know how to use it, and I know many of you do too, and it is very special. It really is. Especially if you use it right and you don't use it to like harm people and stuff, because you can use it to harm just as well as Delilah did. You could use Lilith to heal or to harm, and that's why it's so dangerous yet powerful. Okay, so with all that has been said, this person is recognizing that you set them free from the cage that they were locked in. They were actually in jail. They were in a spiritual jail, and their brain was in a pickle. They stuck their pickle in the wrong hole, and then it got caught in there. And then it was like, I'm not going to say what I just thought, but they got trapped. It was a P trap. Now you connect the dots. Their pickle got stuck in the P trap of the Jezebel. Okay? But the P that I thought was much more vulgar than just P. Okay? And now you helped them. You gave them like the key to get out of there. Okay? Oh my gosh, I just saw a movie last night. Me and my daughter went on a mommy-daughter date, right? I saw a movie last night, and there happened to be a sexual scene in there that I didn't know was going to be there, but, you know, my daughter know what it is, whatever. I teach her about stuff, so whatever. There's no, you know, it is what it is. Everybody's ass is out anyway, so we must tell our children about what goes on around here. It's better we tell them than let the world tell them, okay? So there was a scene in there where they was getting freaky in the bathroom, and I'm not going to tell you the whole story. What's the name of it? Okay, the movie's called Together. The movie is very disturbing and very distorted, and they just made the divine union very literal. But anyway, I'm not going to give you too much. But his Peter Whacker got stuck in her rose. Okay, I'm just leave it like that. Now that's what happened to this fella here. They got stuck in there, and they had a hard time getting out of there because there was a spell that was placed on this divine masculine's life, because they're really a divine masculine. It's just that they were lost in a karmic path. They were lost in a karmic trail. And this is a trail that many of us go through because we must learn from these karmic trails and learnies. Almost, I was trying to say journey, but learning came out. Learning is crazy. Okay. However, yes, they were stuck in the labyrinth of the Jezebel. and their mind was gone. They got took, and not in a good way. This is not took in love. This is took in, you gonna do what I say. You gonna do what I say. It's almost like I feel this Jezebel had a hold on this person. They might still have the hold on them in some way where they feel like there's something about this Jezebel reminding this masculine energy, even though they was moving like a karmic, when they was with this Jezebel, they're kind of getting out of that now because they're learning what the problem is. I'm getting that this Jezebel has this energy. They were like, where when things were good in the eyes of the masculine energy, they would say like, remember what you said? You said you would always take care of me. You said you would always be there for me. You know, if you don't stay with me, then you're a liar. Like you know, like it feels like really manipulating this divine masculine. And the masculine can be a feminine. So, you know, remember that in tarot, there's really no gender. You just place the position where it should be. So there was like it feels narcissistic. The Jezebel was a narcissist, and maybe your person has narcissistic tendencies as well. So two narcs together is a crazy, toxic dynamic that is very draining, and it's I don't know, it's a trap. It just feels like a trap for both of them. But in this case, it's not really a trap for the Jezebel, it's a trap for the masculine. And the masculine here is coming out as a King of Wands. Very attractive. Very attractive. And I feel like all three of you are attractive. It's just that the Jezebel's slow. All she got is the looks, but she don't have a brain. Brain gone. All the Jezebel knows is, alright, come on in, let's do it. Ride it, my pony. Okay, that's all the Jezebel is good for. However, when it comes to you, you have the beauty, the brains. I mean, you have the intellect. You have everything that this King of Wands actually wants. You have everything that the King of Wands actually wants. The King of Wands is realizing how locked up they've been for all this time. However, being that they were under the Jezebel spell, they didn't even know. That's scary to think. How many of us have gone through that, where we were with someone that we thought we loved when we really just was real lusty? We was in really lusty energy and we thought we loved them, but it was really about the looks, because the person don't treat you right. They don't treat you right. However, you stay with them because of off the strength of how they look and how they put it down. And y'all know what I'm talking about. When I say how they put it down, you stay for that. And then the rest of your life is in shambles because you're staying with a person that's in shambles. But on the outside, they look like perfect. They don't look like they're in shambles, but they are energetically, and they will siphon every piece of energy drip drop you got. Okay? And you be dry like a raisin in the corner in the sun. A raisin in the sun is what you become when you stay with these Jezebel spirit type energies. And the crazy part about it is they sexy and seductive. Okay? And there's usually something with their eyes. There's usually something in the eyes. I know I have that thing with my eyes, but I'm not a Jezebel. You know, I'm Lilith. That's who I am because I understand myself. And many of you are in Lilith energy as well because you understand who you are. Just this Jezebel doesn't understand. This Jezebel is probably NPC anyway. They're just a part of the Matrix. They always here. Every lifetime they're gonna be here. They don't ever ascend. Okay, because some people are not meant to ascend. They're meant to be here as like a prop. Like, you know how you watch a play and they have props, or you watch a movie and there's like props to make it look real. Okay, so now you change this person's world in a beautiful way, in which now they just wish to join with you as one. because they feel like you are the right person to be with. They know now because of whatever you said. I don't know, you said something and it broke their heart. Not in such a way where you broke their heart like on purpose. It's more so like you open their third eye, like you cracked their third eye open. I just imagine an egg, like a tiny egg. What's that egg that's small that I seen one day? I saw an egg. And who was it? Was it a goose egg? I feel like it was a goose egg. One day, it was years ago, I went to a grocery store and I saw an egg, and it just reminded me of what they depicted a dinosaur egg to look like, but it was just really tiny. And I believe, was it a goose or was it was a something. I can't remember what kind of egg that is right now, but it was a tiny egg and it was spotted. If any of you know what I'm talking about, you can put it in the comments. But yeah, I just imagined that, and the little egg being cracked, and then the eye was in there, but it was the third eye, the mind's eye. You cracked this person's mind's eye because it has been closed for a very long time. Their mind's eye was sealed shut, and you cracked it open, and which is why their heart broke as soon as you cracked it, because what you said was true. And then they realized the truth about the spell that they've been under. I don't even think that, you know what? This person doesn't believe, or maybe they believe now, but they weren't into spirituality deep enough to know what people be doing out here in these streets, in these spiritual streets, okay? They didn't know that there's people that will put spells on you and take pieces of your clothes and do stuff. Now, this works best when someone is going through that's being toyed with in the spirit. It works best when someone doesn't know. And this person didn't know about that aspect of spirituality. They had no idea. They could be with a witch, a dark witch. They could be with a dark witch. And the crazy part about it is I'm also feeling like the Jezebel doesn't even really know about spirituality. However, they don't mind doing whatever they need to do to get what they want. So they would go to a practitioner that's powerful, or that their friends have gone to then get what they want. So if they were to tell a friend that, oh yeah, I'm dealing with this person that I don't know, I'm just getting like wealthy. Like, I'm dealing with this wealthy person and I want to keep a hold on them because they give me everything that I want. I don't really necessarily love them. I don't want to be connected to them forever. If I'm connected to them, it has to be on my terms. And also, if I'm connected to them, then I need to make sure that they're like a human ATM. You know, at my beck and call, when I say I want something, you're going to give it to me like that. That's what it feels like. And that's a complete hold on somebody. And this person could have took a piece of this person's hair, okay, and went to some practitioner and did some funny business. All right. So, however, you're so powerful that you broke the spell over them. You broke the spell. Oh, this Jezebel, if she know about you, she mad at you, honey. Oh, she mad at you. But see, because you know that it's not the same for you, because you understand what goes on in the spirit. You know about things that many people don't know about. Therefore, you put this person on to the truth. However you did it, they heard you. And now you help them activate. So now they're healing for real. And now if they haven't gotten away from the Jezebel yet, they're about to. And as soon as they get away from this Jezebel, who they gonna come to? They gonna come to you. They gonna come running. Okay? Running to you. I just feel like they're tired. And they've been tired, but the spell was so powerful that they like felt obligated to continue to do what they did not want to do. And that's just wild, because they didn't realize they was under a spell. You know, spirituality is the real truth. Our spirit is the truth. And if you don't know, and if you don't believe in the spiritual aspect of life, in the unseen, You gonna get mollywopped out here, up and down the block. You know what I just saw? You know, in movies when people get married, especially like in the old times, they would get in a car and then there would be like a string of cans on the back of the car. I don't know whose tradition that is. I don't know if that's a Western tradition or where that comes from exactly, but I just saw that in my mind. And I've seen that plenty of times in movies where they put the cans on a string and they just be jangling and they connect it to the bumper. And as the car drives away, you hear the cans hitting the ground and popping back up and forth and all that. I just saw that, but imagine that being a person on the back of the bumper being dragged like that. That's what happens to a person that doesn't know about spirituality and they get into these long-term relationship with Jezebel spirits who are naturally capable of being narcissistic, controlling individuals that just use their sex power, because that is really the only thing that they do have, and they use it to their advantage. And you know, sex power is really, really strong, and you can really manifest a lot from it. So instead of manifesting with this person, they manifested against them. Like had them on a hanger, just hanging there to use whenever they wanted to. It's actually very sad because many people go through this and are still going through this now. And it's hard for them to see it because they don't know anything about spirituality. They don't teach this in church. Yeah, right. If they did, people would probably go because they actually learning something. Okay. Anyway, I think this is it for this message. It's just to let you know that the words that you've spoken to this person and the words that you speak in general to people are very healing, and you are very powerful because you have the ability to break curses off of the lineage of others. You have the power to do that because Spirit has bestowed you with that power to be able to break curses off of other people through your teachings. All right, then. So that's it for this message. Everything you do, do it with love. If you need anything from me, visit www.milkhoneyrose.org. Join the membership. It is available if you are interested, and I'll see you in the next one.